Is it hard to be a producer? Because it seemed like most producers are always the last ones to get paid.
I mean, it's hard, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Once you situated, you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You can be comfortable, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't really hard because like we can reinvent ourselves at any given moment. Like I think it's hard for artists, like because they got to be in the spotlight 24/7. We can play behind the scenes. Like
Yeah.
we don't have to show face if we don't want to,
Yeah.
and still get paid.
Every time somebody tell me they're a producer, I gotta ask this question. Like, how the fuck do you just want to be a producer? Like, where do that come from?
For me, like, I damn near wanted to be a rapper. Shit.
Yeah.
So unsuccessful rapping.
But how do you get to making beats? You feel me? Like, I had one dude tell me he had fucking, what'd he say? He had a game on Super Nintendo that made him make beats. Like, it was a game specifically like Super Mario, but it had like a little special place in it where you could make beats type shit. And he mistakenly started doing that shit.
Playing with that shit, I be seeing that. But shit, it's really, I had a musical background, you know, like, people around me love music and listen to music all the time, so I was gonna end up doing something in the music industry.
I just like music, like he said, like rapping. Like I was rapping before I was producing, and like we used to get the beats off like it was this shit SoundClick, and then like the YouTube beats and shit like that. And I was tired of getting the free beats, so I just taught myself, like just sat and taught myself how to make beats.
Trying to make his own beats.
Yeah.
All right, now let's rewind. Where y'all from? Like, where y'all grew up at?
I'm from the west side of Chicago, and I moved out south to the Hundreds, 118th.
See, me, I was kind of back and forth from out south over east and shit. Kind of grew up on 92nd in Kingston. Around there, then I moved out south. But see, I ended up moving to Indiana for like a year or two. Then I came back out here, but that was when I was real young. I was about 5, 6. I ended up coming right back to Chicago.
So what was it like growing up? Like you say, both of y'all basically grew up in different places throughout y'all lives. So what was it like growing up in each of these places? Like what was something y'all took from each of these places?
Really, shit, like, it really was all the same for me. Like out south and over east, it was all the same experience. Like, bunch of violence everywhere, you know, same Chicago shit, but going to Indiana, it was different. But I was real young, so I don't know.
Survival, really, like that's what I got from both ends. Like, yeah, learn like that's like the hardship, like kind of helps you be a man through all of that, the actionness.
Do you see the difference between out west and out south? Because you know people say the west side like it's its own little place.
It's definitely a difference.
What's the major difference you see between the south and the west side of Chicago?
Out west, it's gonna be more people outside all the time.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
when the weather decent, there's always people outside. Where I don't know, south side, south side it's different, but you know, it ain't too much of a major difference. It's just be like little shit. Then like how motherfuckers dress and stuff too.
I know growing up, all my cousins and shit, they was all from out west. You feel me? So when I went out west, like for the summer to kick it with them, and bro, it was like a culture shock to me. Cause like you say, it was always people outside, and it was the west side always seemed like it got that community, like everybody on the block know each other on the block. You feel me? And out south, it ain't none of that shit. You feel me? Unless you like my grandma or some shit, she'd know, you know, a couple neighbors on the block. But out west, like everybody is talking to everybody. If something happened on the block, old girl across the street could whoop your kids type shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like you go outside, like that's why like the parents used to be cool with a lot of their kids just going out and kicking it because everybody on the block watching them kids. So you gonna get in trouble if you did something. One of them parents on that block gonna get on you. And then you gonna go home and your mama gonna get on you.
All right, now, bro, you say you wanted to be a rapper at first. When did you decide, like, man, this rapping shit just ain't for me?
Nah, it was early on when I started making beats and shit. It was like, then at the same time, I was trying to make my own beats, like he said, but it was, I put the mic down like, when I knew it wasn't for me, like, I ain't like my voice as much as the voices that I was hearing and shit like that. I knew my voice wasn't for it and shit like that, so I just was going hard at producing. Then I started seeing a little success online or whatever, so I just went that route, kept that route.
Is it hard to be a producer? Because it seemed like most producers are always the last ones to get paid.
I mean, it's hard, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Once you situated, you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You can be comfortable, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't really hard because, like, we can reinvent ourselves at any given moment. Like, I think it's hard for artists, like, because they got to be in the spotlight 24/7. We can play behind the scenes. Like, we don't have to show face if we don't want to, and still get paid.
Facts. Do y'all feel like rappers not shit without the producer? Because technically, shit, if a rapper don't got a beat, then shit, they can't do shit. They out here spitting acapellas.
Rappers need producers and engineers. Like you said, if you ain't got a producer or engineer, you go battle rap. Ain't nothing else for you to do.
I mean, it's kind of, they do need us, but we kind of need them in a way too.
Definitely.
But vice versa, you know.
Definitely. Because, like, my boy Slitter told, we talked to him today, like, he was saying, like, they ain't just playing instrumentals up on the radio. Like, it's always somebody rapping on it at the end of the day.
Are y'all those producers that's hands-on with it? Like, bro, that don't sound right, do it over.
Yeah, I like to be very hands-on, but there's a lot of the time where, like, I got a lot of placements or whatever, I'm just sending music out, getting it back. Okay, that's cool, y'all, go ahead, drop it. I ain't gotta do much to it or nothing. But I like to be hands-on personally, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, same here.
Is it hard when you, like, sending out all these beats? You may never even hit a rapper that rapped on your shit. You know what I'm saying? So what's that process like when you just sending out beats and you don't know what the fuck gonna happen with them?
Don't think about it.
Exactly. I had to learn that the hard way, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you do it, on to the next. Keep working. You know what I'm saying? Don't even think about it. You're going to stress yourself out trying to think about it too much. You know?
He the one that got me like that. Like, when I first, because he was hot way before I was. And, like, when I started getting a little clout and shit with it, like, a lot of shit, when I have questions, I go to him because bro already know it. And, like, he would tell me, like, yo, you just got to let that ride out. If it come out, they going to hit you up. Like, can't even think about it. Just keep working, keep sending out beats.
Now, with the sending out beats and shit, like, all right, so let's say you sell me a beat for $500. My song blow up because you sold me that beat for $500. You asked out as far as the residuals about it. Like, explain that to me.
So
I'll say something. It all depends on, like, how I went. Like, if you put it down on paperwork or whatever, like, like, if you signed over the rights to the person that paid for the beat, then you can't do nothing about it. So if somebody dropped a song, if you sold the beat to a label or something like that, they can sue. And they can sue you or the label or whatever. So, yeah.
With something like that, like, let's say, because I'm trying to, like, how do a producer go about protecting themselves? Because, like you say, it got to be the paperwork involved. Yeah. But, like, are y'all on y'all shit like that to the point where y'all not gonna get fucked over in the long run by artists?
Yeah. Now,
I was gonna say now for sure.
Yeah, now, because it happened before. Like, that's why we on point now with a lot of stuff. You just need, like, you gotta make sure your paperwork right, and you gotta have lawyers. You gotta have your own lawyers. Like, and a manager, a smart one, not one that's just on some bullshit, just doing anything.